Ginkgopolis is a game for 1 to 5 players with a city building theme. I'd say it's a fairly abstract tile laying game with strong resource management and area control elements. I found the rules and strategy quite opaque for the first couple of plays, so I thought I'd make this quick guide to help you appreciate this game right from your first play. Separate out the cards labelled 1 to 3 in each colour and A to L and shuffle them together. Separate out the tiles of each colour numbered 1 to 3 and lay them out randomly like so, then put out the urbanization tokens around them. Throughout the game, the cards that are in play will reflect the tiles that are visible. The remainder of the cards should be sorted and put to one side. The remainder of the tiles should be shuffled and put face down to one side. Dump out the success points and the construction pieces and count out the relevant number of resources for each player. Return the rest of the resources to the box. Give each player a screen with 2 new hand tokens behind it. Finally, each player needs 3 character cards. You can either randomly select a set of 3 with the same number in the corner, or you can deal 4 to each player and use a drafting mechanism to select your 3 characters. Assign each player their starting materials according to their character cards, so in this case 5 resources, 4 victory points, and 2 tiles. Deal 4 cards to each player and you're ready to start. Winner is the player with the most success points at the end. You get success points from your Ginkgo tokens, plus 2 points per new hand token you still have, plus points from any cards you own with an equal sign on them, plus, and this is by far the biggest and most important source of points, points for the districts you control in the city. A district is any area made of 2 or more tiles of the same colour. Within one district, whoever has the most influence gets a point for every player's resource in that district. Whoever comes second gets a point for only his resources in that district. No points for third or worse. If there's a tie, the person with the tallest building gets it. So in this case, this yellow area is not a district because it comprises only 1 tile. No points. Same with this red area. This blue area covers 6 tiles, so it does count. Green's majority scores him a point for every resource in the district, 16 total. Pink, in second place, scores points for her resources only, 4 total. In the case of this district, green has 2 and black has 2, but green has a higher tower, so green wins the district. Green scores 4, black in second scores 2. If the height of the towers had also been tied, the tower with the higher number on the tile would get it. There are basically 3 currencies in this game that you have to manage. Success points, which have the Ginkgo symbol on cards and yellow tiles, they're what's going to win you the game. Resources, which have this symbol on cards and this on red tiles, they're going to help you build and take control of areas of the city. And tiles, which have this symbol on cards and this on blue tiles. They're also going to help you build and control areas. On any given turn, you have 3 options. First, exploit. That means play any card by itself, and it's a way of getting extra resources or tiles if those currencies are running low for you. Also, it's a good way of depriving your neighbour of a card that they want to play. This is the exploit symbol, and when you have it on cards you own, you'll get an extra bonus for doing that action. In this case, an extra tile. Second, urbanize, which means playing a letter card with any tile from your supply on top. This allows you to extend the city, which is a cheap way of getting into new areas, and you usually get some resources and or tiles into the bargain. Third, construct, which means playing a number card with any tile from your supply on top. This allows you to increase or steal influence in an area, and it's this action that the most devious moves in the game usually revolve around. Each player plays their move face down and all reveal simultaneously, then the moves are resolved in player order. Once the round is completed, each player's hand is passed to the left, as is the first player card, and another card is dealt to each person, bringing their hand back up to 4. Now I'm going to go through each of the 3 actions in a little bit more detail. Exploit, urbanize, and construct. When you exploit, you get, if you played an urbanization card with a letter on it, you get either a tile or a resource. Or if you played a construction card, find the equivalent building on the board and you get as many success points, resources or tiles as there are levels on that building. In either case, you should also check whether your character cards or any other cards you've got give you further bonuses for exploiting. Put the card into the discard pile when you're done. When you urbanize, you put the tile you chose, which can be any colour or number, on the relevant letter and move the letter out. You must put 1 resource and a construction marker on the new building. You get bonuses from each adjacent tile. Again, as many success points, resources or tiles as there are levels on that building. And again, you might get further bonuses from your cards for urbanizing. Discard the card. When you construct, you put the tile you chose on the relevant numbered tile, and you put as many of your resources on top as there are levels, plus a construction marker. If you construct with the same colour using a higher number, no problem. But if you use a lower number, you must pay the difference in success points. In addition, if you use a different colour, you must return an additional resource to your general supply. And finally, if someone else was on the building before you got there, you return their resources to their private supply and give them a success point per resource from the bank. Once that's done, you keep the card and its bonuses apply to your moves for the rest of the game. So, constructing can be expensive, but used wisely it can truly screw another player's area control plans. And the higher you build, the harder it is for another player to overbuild you, and also the higher the tile number you use to build, the harder it is for someone to overbuild you. Actually, each turn you also have a fourth option. Without using up your turn, you can discard a new hand token, discard your cards, and get 4 new ones. Good to save these up for the big area control battles near the end of the game. When the deck runs out, look at which tiles have construction tokens on them and add those cards to the discard pile. Then shuffle the discard pile to become the new deck. If the tiles run out, each player gets a chance to return tiles from their supply, which will give them a success point per tile returned, and those returned tiles form the new tile deck. The game ends when any player has completely run out of resources, or when the tiles run out a second time. Here's an example of a particularly devious move. In this blue district, green and pink have the same number of resources, but pink is winning with the higher tile number. And over here, green has 3 and black has 2. And in this yellow district, pink is winning with 5 resources against 3 for green and 2 for black. Now it's green's turn. If green plays a construct move here, he has to place 4 resources and squashes pink's 3. Pink gets 3 success points in compensation, but now in this large blue district, green is definitely winning, and what's more, he's now winning in this yellow district where previously he was losing, and this yellow district doesn't even score anymore. If you found this guide useful, please let me know, and enjoy the game.